Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. And today's quote is for anyone who's been stuck in the waiting room of life. Sometimes God's no is simply a not yet in disguise. You ever feel like you're doing all the right things, praying, believing, stepping out in faith, and still the door doesn't open? That promotion doesn't come. The opportunity dries up. The prayer seems unanswered. It's in those moments we can start to believe that delay equals denial. That maybe we missed it. Maybe we're not good enough. Maybe it's just not gonna happen. But what if the delay isn't rejection, but rather protection? What if God's not yet is actually a sacred space where He's preparing you for the thing He's already prepared for you? Ooh, that one hits a little deeper, doesn't it? Yeah, I want to give you an example. Lisa Bevere, an author and speaker. Today, she's known around the world. But did you know that her first book was rejected over and over again? Publisher after publisher said no. She waited, she questioned, she wrestled with the delay. But in the waiting season, something shifted. Her voice was refined. Her message deepened. And when the door finally opened, she was ready. I'll share the full story with you coming up at 8 o'clock, and I think it's going to change the way you view your own waiting season. In the meantime, let me ask you this. What are you waiting on right now? Is there something that feels stuck that maybe God is actually shaping? Text me, 256-967-0885, and let me know. I'd love to hear what you're holding on to hope for. 256-967-0885, or email me, Steven@885jfm.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and you have got to be here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour to hear this amazing story. Oh, it's just so good. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. So be here for that. But I want to hear from you now. 256-967-0885. Now, how about a little Danny Goki with Haven't Seen It Yet?
Don't ever lose hope. Hold on and believe. Maybe you just haven't seen it. Just haven't seen it yet. You're closer than you think you are.
I want to ask you, have you ever had to deal with the butts? I know it sounds like I'm talking about some kind of marine animal. It's like a whale butt. What are you talking about? No, well, W-E-L-L, well, comma, but, and then follow that up with whatever negativity you want to put there. Yeah. As you're getting ready this morning, I want you to address your well butts. And with that in mind, I want you to take a listen to this because it is so good. See what you think of this little advice.
Have you ever heard of the well butt? My guess is that you haven't, and probably because I just made it up. So the well butt is what I call that voice in your head that is not the hugely negative voice, but it's the silent partner of the negative voice. So instead of like coming outright and being like, oh, you're not good enough, or you suck at this, whatever, it's more of the voice that as soon as you have good thoughts and you're feeling pumped and things are going well, it comes in, and at the very tail end, it goes, well, but just keep in mind, or it might not go exactly how you think, or you get the picture. The general idea is it's sliding into your life DMs and giving you some negative commentary, but doing it in a sort of, I'm just trying to help out, just trying to make you brace yourself. Tell your well butts to butt out. Rise out loud. Have a good day.
See, it's not the full-on negative thought. It's that idea, that little hint, that little tinge of, but what if it doesn't work out? Yeah, but surely there's something going on behind the scenes, and it's not really what it seems. Ooh. Yeah, get those well butts to butt out.
This looks impossible, but you're the God of impossible. And I've seen your faithfulness all over my life.
My mama didn't raise no quitter. She did raise a really good procrastinator, though. I truly don't understand people who plan to get things done. Panicking is far more of a motivator.
Yes, it is. Panicking. Oh, my. It's when you got family coming over, but you haven't had a chance to really tackle all the housework all week long. So what happens? It's like a really quick, mad dash to get everything clean. And what's the worst part of that? When your family finally arrives, maybe it's your mom coming over. I don't know, maybe it's an uncle, an aunt, a cousin. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's family friends. They come over, and what's wrong with you? You're sweaty. Really, really sweaty. And you probably haven't put on your good clothes yet. You're still in your house cleaning clothes. Yeah, we got those. They never match either. It's the blue shorts and the gray shirt for me. How about you? Oh, no, just having some fun this morning. Yeah, I can do my fair share of procrastinating, but I try my best not to have to. Try to stay on top of things, but life does get in the way sometimes. So, hey, if you're in the same boat, don't beat yourself up over it. It's life. It gets hectic. It gets busy, and that's okay. We're here to live it, right? And besides, if your house isn't spotless when your family comes over, you think they're really going to care? No. They want to see you, not your house. Just a reminder for you. Let you have a little sigh of relief. Whew, a little breath.
I was an orphan, defined by mistakes. Thought I was forsaken, that you gave up the chase. I went to the reaches to try and ease the ache. Turned my back on the one who kept calling my name.
That last thing we just talked about, your family coming over, they're not really looking at your house. They're wanting to spend time with you. I got to thinking about that. Now, I have an idea for you. Maybe it's not family coming over. Maybe people are actually coming over to look at your house. Maybe you've got it on the market and you just don't have time to get everything cleaned up just right. Might I suggest one thing? A batch of chocolate chip cookies in the oven. Get that aroma going throughout the house and pray that they don't open that closet that you just stuffed everything into. You've done that before, haven't you? They're going to open it, but don't worry.
I believe in God the Father, a money maker of heaven and maker of earth.
Now let's talk a little bit about your word of life. Today it comes to you from Psalm 27, verse 14, in the New Living Translation of the Bible. I got a question for you. Are you hungry? Would you like a sandwich? Okay, here it is. Wait patiently for the Lord. That's the first piece of loaf bread. Be brave and courageous. Oh, that's the stuff on the inside. I don't know what yours is. Maybe it's ham and cheese, or maybe it's peanut butter and jelly. And here comes the other piece of loaf bread. Wait patiently for the Lord. You see, I'm going to read it all without the bread and the jelly and anyway. Wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. That is a beautiful sandwich that is very well put together because, wow, we need to be brave and courageous when we're waiting patiently for the Lord because sometimes, we kind of lose our focus, don't we? Yeah, we kind of get all caught up in this idea of why is it not happening yet? And we start feeling rough about it. And you know what? I got a story coming up for you at 8 o'clock about a lady who has become an author and a speaker, world renowned. But when she first got started, she could not get her book published. Publisher after publisher after publisher were saying, no, sorry, not for us. No. And that was really making her doubt whether she really felt a calling to become an author. But the end of the story, is so good. Be here at 8 o'clock to hear it, okay?
Can I tell you the state I'm in? Cracks are where the light gets in. Maybe we don't have to have it all together.
So yesterday afternoon, we went walking over at the Arab City Park, and that is not so easy anymore because the entrance is kind of off. Yeah, they're working on a new rec center, so they have the main entrance blocked off. You have to go in if you want to walk on the walking trail from back where the historic village is. And the way you get there is by going between the baseball and the softball field. You get to go down there and park your vehicle. So here we are, and we're out there on the trail, and up walks this guy with a dog. And we know this guy. He came up to us and said hi, and they had just gotten this dog a little while ago. And very friendly. My wife asked, is he friendly? He said, oh, yeah. He's just not very well trained. So he tried to kind of jump up on her, that kind of thing, because he was excited. I get it. And so we were talking, and Cassie and Grace, they were petting the dog. And he asked, so how's everything going? I said, well, Staying busy? I said, really? It's me staying busy. These two right here are on summer break because, Cassie's a teacher and Grace being in school. He goes, yeah, I feel you, because he's in the same boat. His wife is a teacher and his daughter is in school, so they both have the summer off as well. And you know something? It's a blessing. It really is to have this summer break, about 2 months worth of whatever you want to do. And you know who it's really awesome for? Those teachers. Because, hey, they put their all in day after day after day at what can sometimes feel like a thankless job. And depending on what they do, they might be having to deal even with, some extra paperwork, making sure that IEPs have every T crossed, every I dotted. There's a lot of meticulous work that goes into making sure our kids are taken care of. And you know what? If you work in the school system at all, whatever you do, it could be janitor, a lunchroom person, you could be a bus driver, the teachers, the administrators, I don't know, whatever you do, thank you. Because it means a lot. You're touching the lives of the next generation. Even you, crossing guards, y'all are amazing. You keep our kids safe. So, hey, I wanted to give you a little message here. A little message of encouragement, a little message of hope, and a little reminder of what exactly it is that you do and how this year has gone. With that in mind, I shared something from this guy last week, and it really touched some hearts. In fact, one person reached out and said, "Who was that? I need to get a copy of that." So I sent him a copy. But here, take a listen to this. It is so good.
You survived a school year, and not just any year, this one. With TikTok attention spans, AI written essays, and that one student who only spoke in sound effects. You prayed for strength, and God gave you third period. You asked for patience, and he gave you Jaden twice. But still, you showed up with lesson plans, sticky notes, and a heart full of Jesus. You made your classroom a refuge, where the anxious exhaled, the misfits belonged, and every kid in every story was welcome. Even the one who thought deodorant was optional, especially that one. And now, he's giving you a new season, not just time off, peace. And not just quiet, but healing. And not just a summer, but restoration. Because while you're handing out hall passes and hugs, God was using you, not to fix every child, but to love them. You weren't just teaching. You were fulfilling a calling that echoes in eternity, not measured in test scores, but in the hearts that felt seen. So take a nap, book that beach trip, eat snacks that aren't stolen from your prize drawer, and this summer, let God carry you. Because the bell may have rung, but the ministry, that never checked out.
Oh Lord, I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together? I searched the world till my head hurt just to find out your ways better.
Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. All right, now let's crank that engine and then let's start that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the Car Line competition. That's right, your chance to win some gift cards this morning. It's a trivia game. I'm going to ask you a question, give you the cue to call. When you call me up, give me the right answer. Guess what? You're going to win not 1, not 2, but 3 gift cards on most days. But this morning, you see, we happen to have a little bit of a train passing through because yesterday, some people said, hey, you know what? I want to roll mine over. So we're starting off this morning with 12 gift cards. That's a lot of love to share with a lot of people. That's a lot of smiling faces. And so I wonder if you want to try your hand at winning this game. Now, this first question is super easy. Why? It's an open book quiz question. It's a Bible question from 1 Samuel, chapter 25, starting right there in verse 18 and then through 23 and 24. You can find it right there. 1 Samuel 25, verse 18. Here we go. Which woman in the Bible is known for her wisdom and for saving her household by quickly acting to appease David with food? Was it A, Abigail, B, Deborah, C, Esther, or D, Miriam? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, 1 Samuel 25 and verse 18, and then again in 23 and 24, you'll find this story. Which woman in the Bible is known for her wisdom and for saving her household by quickly acting to appease David with food? By the way, it's to the tune of 200 loaves of bread. 256-505-0885. There's my caller. Hey, good morning.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Who am I talking to?
This is Claudia Garcia.
Claudia! Oh, so nice to hear from you. So I imagine Adela is probably sleeping in this morning.
She is.
Something about that summer break. You know, wouldn't you love to have a summer break too?
Oh, yes, I will love it.
But hey, at least we can have some fun with this car line competition on a day like today. And you're my first caller. You got the chance to win 12 gift cards if you know the answer to my question. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Which woman in the Bible is known for her wisdom and for saving her household by quickly acting to appease David with food? Is it A, Abigail, B, Deborah, C, Esther, or D, Miriam?
I wanted to say, I thought I had the answer and I don't.
That's okay.
Sorry.
You know what? You got two guesses at this thing. I give you two shots at it. So,
Okay.
which do you think? Is it Abigail, Deborah, Esther, or Miriam?
I'll try Miriam.
Miriam? Nope, that's not the right answer. But you just took
Okay.
one off the board, so you got a 75% shot now of hitting this. No, I guess it's not a 75. It's a 33.33% shot. Sorry, my math is a little rusty.
This is really embarrassing because for some odd reason, I was thinking of somebody else
Oh.
in the Bible. I was thinking of Queen Esther.
Oh, you were thinking
But
of
I
Esther.
don't know why. but I was thinking about the other story.
Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah, the other king.
But-
We're not talking about David in that one. We're
Yes,
talking about a different king.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then you know that
But-
it's not Esther then, and you know now it's not Miriam. So now you're 50-50 shot. Is it Abigail or Deborah?
I'll take a guess of Abigail.
Abigail is correct. Congratulations.
Okay. Just so you know, I haven't finished my coffee. That's why I was just thinking of Queen Esther for some odd reason.
Hey, it's all good. You just won 12 gift cards. That's a lot of love to share with a lot of people. So,
Yes.
can you tell me about a couple of those people?
Yes, I will share one with Miss Jennifer. So
Okay, what do you love about Jennifer Stone?
she has always been my prayer friend. And I'll share one with Miss Lana.
Lana. All right, what do we love about Lana?
Oh, she's, I consider her my mama. I love her.
Oh,
She's always there.
yeah, that's good stuff. Sounds like you got some pretty amazing people in your life.
Yes, and there's a whole lot more, but I love them too. For right now, I'll give a shout to them too.
Yeah, you'll have to shout some others out next time when you play again.
Yes.
Cool. Sounds like fun. All right, Claudia, thank you so much for playing my game.
You're welcome. I know you had a blast. I'm going to finish my coffee now.
You go finish that coffee. And I'll get these in the mail to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That didn't turn out half bad. I mean, Claudia called me up. She got a little confused about what story I was talking about, but she still pulled out the win. Look at that. Isn't it cool? Yeah. Hey, I want to dive a little deeper into that whole story because it had been a while since I had thought about this. Basically, in 1 Samuel chapter 25, what's happening is Samuel had just died, right? And the Israelites assembled and mourned for him. And basically what happened was David, he was kind of out in the wilderness, and his guys, they were with him. And amongst their company were some shepherds from this guy's camp. So the guy that we're talking about here, his name is Nabal, or Nabal. You might say Nabal or Nabal. Anyway, David sent some people to him saying, hey, we've treated your guys well. I was wondering, since you're in sheep shearing time, and this is kind of a festive time, if you have any extra, could you bless my men with it? Because, hey, we could kind of use it right now. And so David sent his men. But Nabal had this kind of response. He said, who is this David? Who is the son of Jesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water and the meat I have slaughtered from my shearers and give it to men coming from who knows where? Ooh, when David's men returned, they reported every word, and David told them, each of you strap on your sword. So they did, and David strapped his on as well. About 400 men went up with David while 200 stayed with the supplies. And here's where it gets kind of dicey. One of the servants told Abigail, Nabal's wife, David sent messengers from the wilderness to give our master his greetings, but he hurled insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. Night and day, they were a wall around us. The whole time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do, because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him. Oh, sounds to me like somebody was in a mood, right? This husband was like, no, I'm not having it. He's kind of set in his ways. But here's the beautiful part. This is where you come in, wives, when us guys are acting unruly and just ignorant and ornery. Abigail acted quickly. She took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, 5 sayas of roasted garlic, 100 cakes of raisins, and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on donkeys. She then told her servants, go on ahead, I'll follow you. But she did not tell her husband, Nabal. And what happened? She was able to, let's just say, appease the king and take this impending destruction off of her household. Pretty big deal. So, you wives, I'm telling you, you are like the better side of the coin. I'm just saying, when it comes to certain situations, I'm so glad that us guys, well, when we have a wife, when we're married, we're not having to do life alone. You ladies have some intuition. You know how to take care of business. So I just wanted to say, on behalf of all husbands everywhere, even if maybe they're mad at you right now, thank you. Thank you for having that attitude and trying to keep the family safe. You are the glue that holds it together. I hope you feel the love in that, because you deserve it. All right, let's move on. I got one more question here. It might land you 3 gift cards. You ready to play? All right, we're going to go back to your science class. You remember that big periodic table? All the elements listed out there? See if you can remember this little factoid, all right? Which element on the periodic table has the highest electrical conductivity of all metals? Is it A, gold, B, aluminum, C, silver, or D, copper? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, which element on the periodic table has the highest electrical conductivity of all metals? Is it A, gold, B, aluminum, C, silver, or D, copper? 256-505-0885. I'll give you one hint, okay? This is the best conductor of electricity of all of the elements, but its cost causes people not to want to use it. That's your little hint. And there's my caller. Thanks so much. Stay right there on the phone line with me while I start this song and I'll get your answer. It's Matt Maher and Run to the Father right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Summer Morgan.
All right, Summer. We're almost in summer. It's kind of an unofficial summer. What's it like having a whole season named after you?
Good.
Good. Now, what are you doing up right now? Shouldn't you be in bed? Shouldn't you be sleeping in? What's going on?
I'm with my mom.
Oh, you're with your mom. What are y'all up to?
Working.
Working? Oh, what you working at?
For Walmart.
Okay.
Sparking.
Oh, is that where you go? You get the deliveries and you take them out to other places?
Yes.
Oh, kind of like a DoorDash or Uber or Eats or something. Cool. Do you enjoy doing that with mom?
Yeah.
Nice. I remember when I was a kid, I got to go with my aunt and do a paper route. And it was in the city of Tampa. And that was high energy. That was the most fun day of my life, I think. But I got the most tired that day, too, because of all the running I did. So I hope you have fun out there. But right now, I think we could have some fun with the question here. So there's a periodic table likely in your science classroom. If you could remember back to it, do you remember the element that has the highest electrical conductivity of all the metals? Is it A, gold, B, aluminum, C, silver, or D, copper? Now keep in mind that this particular metal is very, very expensive, and it's the reason why it's not used so much to conduct electricity. So is it gold, silver, aluminum, or copper?
Silver.
Silver. Wow. Did you just guess?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You just won 3 gift cards. What do you think about that?
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, this is my favorite part because I get to hear how excited you are to win, but I also get to hear about 2 very special people in your life that mean a lot to you that you want to give a gift card to because we want you to share the love. So who are those 2 people?
My mom
Aww.
and my dad.
Your mom and your dad. So let's shout out Dad real quick. Tell me what you love about Dad.
It's his personality.
Oh, okay. What about his personality? Is he kind of quirky? Is he kind of fun?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Does he try to make you laugh a little bit?
Yeah.
That's good. Does it always work?
Sometimes.
Yeah, us dads, it's hit or miss. So we try. We put in the effort. Now, Mom is there beside you, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now it's your chance to lay this on thick. Tell me all the stuff you love about Mom. Let's make her cry this morning.
Her personality.
What about her personality?
She's sweet and she's a child of God.
Ooh, sweet and a child of God. That sounds great to me. Now, lots of times moms have this this way of, I don't know what it is. It's like you just feel safe when you're around them. Does she do that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes they really have this odd way of knowing how to cook some delicious food. Is there a particular dish that you love that she makes?
Yes.
What is it?
Pork loins.
Oh, pork loins. All right, sounds great. So, is Mom tearing up over there yet?
Yes.
Oh, she is. It worked. Oh, very cool. Summer, you rock. Thank you so much for playing my game this morning. Now, have I talked with you before?
No, sir.
Oh, this is the first time?
Yes.
Oh, this was so much fun. Thank you again for being brave enough to call me. Wow, what's your address? Got it. All right, Summer Morgan. This is Mom?
Yes.
Mom, what'd you think about all that love?
I loved it.
I think it's so special when they shout out their parents and they're sitting right beside them because it's that opportunity to really get at your heartstrings, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes as parents, we need that because sometimes we feel underappreciated. So to hear them saying that kind of love goes a long way, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah, very cool. Well, all right. Thank you so much for letting Summer call and play my game. I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That is how it's done. First time caller on the Carline competition. Out with Mom, sparking today. It's a pretty cool deal. You know, just last week, my daughter Grace, she has been stuck on this whole idea of getting DoorDash. She's like, I don't care what we get. I just want it delivered by DoorDash. I'm like, baby girl, you do understand that I am DoorDash. I go and get our food and bring it back home. She's like, no, I don't want you as DoorDash. I want DoorDash. So last week, I finally gave in. I'm like, okay, let's try this DoorDash thing. Because I had a coupon that I got in the mail, right? So I ended up double dashing. And she was beside herself because we finally got DoorDash to deliver. But while I was talking with the guy who was delivering, he said that he's making pretty good money doing this and said he's about to start doing it with Spark. And that was going to help things out as well. So it sounds like they're on the right track there with Spark. You can make some money doing those deliveries. And I mean, come on, going out with Mom on the job, making some deliveries. It's so much fun. I love when we as parents are able to include our kids at work. I remember too, I told you about when I was little, not too little. I guess I was probably 12, 13, 14, right in there. I went with my aunt. We were staying in Tampa at the time during the summer, and she had this paper route. She had to go to all these businesses there in Tampa and drop off this paper. And so we had to spend the morning stuffing these bags full of these papers. And then she would ride us up to the front of these shopping centers, and we would hop out of the car, run inside, deliver the paper, and then go door to door to door to door. And that was the most fun and probably the most tired I've ever been in my entire life. And then my other aunt, oh my, she took me to Decatur on the 4th of July. It was the Spirit of America Festival over at Point Mallard Park. And back then they had, I think they still do it, but see, she worked for Domino's. And so they had a Domino's van or a Domino's trailer set up where they were selling pizzas. And I got to help with that and really got to take in all the sights and sounds of the festival. It was so much fun. And she would take me to the store there in Hartselle and let me make pizzas from time to time. So, yeah, you don't understand just how special simply bringing your kid to work and letting them get involved really is. So, hey, it's summertime. Maybe there's an opportunity you can make that happen, Mom. Maybe you could do that, Dad or Aunt or Uncle. Yeah, it might be a lot of fun for them. I'm just saying, they get kind of bored at the house. Changing things up goes a long way. All right, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to, get you a song here. But let me remind you of this. You can check out today's podcast episode, the talking segments of today's show, put in podcast form on Spotify and Apple Podcasts this morning at 10:30. You can find it there. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show on either of those platforms, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I even include the Carline competition answers and all that. So you can go check it out. And if you hear something you think somebody needs to hear today, well, you can go and share it. Or, hey, go and subscribe. This podcast is growing, and I'm glad that it is. We're just trying to make everybody's day a little bit better. Now, how about some Stephen Curtis Chapman? And don't lose heart right here, right now. On the Lifeline Morning Show, real hope, real faith, real life. And we get to do it together.
Another sleepless night. Pray and hope comes with the morning light.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. Don was hungry for success. At the ripe old age of 30, he already owned his own business, drove his fancy sports car, owned a house at the beach, a condo close to his office, and was part owner of a yacht. He was tall and good-looking, a very eligible bachelor, and was determined to date as many women as he possibly could. Then, the unthinkable happened. At the age of 31, Don was stricken with cancer, and everything about his life was abruptly changed. To his credit, he was able to make a major leap in life from living for himself and according to his own will to expressing a great need then for God and a huge desire to live according now to God's will. 4 years later, Don reevaluated his priorities and said, "I've been in several hospitals and had a number of different treatments. I've been in remission twice now, and twice the cancer has come back. I've seen people die and I've seen people live. But above all, I've learned what is important and what is not." During the course of his illness, Don married one of the women that he'd been dating, and 1 year later they were blessed with the birth of a daughter. Today, Don says of his life this. He said, "I would not trade what I've been through at all. Having things is certainly not living. But loving and knowing God, now that, folks, is living." The fact is, he said, whether I'm living here on earth or up in heaven, loving and knowing God is really all that matters. Ecclesiastes 9:7 says, "Go then, eat your bread in happiness and drink your wine with a cheerful heart, for God has already approved your works." Here's a thought. He who has achieved success has lived well, laughed often, and loved much. Pray with me. Father God, give us a life full of love, laughter, and success for you. For it's in the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
I was going to let We the Kingdom play, but I decided at the last second that I wouldn't let it because you see why. I've got to, shout some people out. Yep, I see some people listening on the streaming map right now. Looks like we got some listeners over in Atlanta. Thank you for making us part of your day. Also, we got some listeners in Opelika, Alabama, and right here in Gunnersville. Thanks for making us part of your day. It really means a lot that you're here. And we can't forget our friends across the pond, all the way over there in Germany, in Fuchenstein and Vogelen, making us part of their afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And hey, I just want to remind everybody listening, I love hearing from you. Why? Because you're the reason why I'm in the studio. I want to make sure that you get something out of this that brightens your day. I truly am trying to make your day a little bit better. And one great way I can do that is by hearing from you. So if you would, reach out to me, even if it's nothing more than saying hi, telling me what your name is, where you're listening from. And hey, you want to put your favorite song in there? Maybe I could play it for you. I love playing requests. Let's do that, okay? All right, here's the number to text, 256-967-0885. I'll say it again, 256-967-0885. Or if you'd rather email me, here's that email address. It's Stephen with a V at 885jfm.com. Sound good? All right, I look forward to hearing from you. I just heard from Richard. He's requesting a Carmen song, so I'm going to go find that and get it ready to play. But for now, let's hit this ID, and maybe we'll get We the Kingdom back up. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Thanks for hanging out with me.
88.5 JFM is WJIA Guntersville.
Online at 885jfm.com.
Now, the opportunity to dance. It's We the Kingdom. And won't he do it? Yes, he will. Right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
When I can't see in front of me and I don't know what to do, I lift my head and remember that my God will come through. Said, won't he do it? Yes, he will. Won't he do it? Yes, he will.
I want to shout out Sunny this morning, who has impeccable taste in music, and I think right now she's going through her Minnie Mouse phase, because I see a picture of her in her car seat. She's strapped down. Looks like she's got a Minnie Mouse in her hand. She's got a Minnie Mouse shirt on, this big pink bow on Minnie. Oh, she's got her own hair up in a It reminds me of the Flintstones, you know, with the really high pony. It's like sticking off the top of the head. Just gorgeous, cute little girl sitting here in her car seat, going down the road, just chilling, listening to some good music. I got a text that said, Sonny says hey. And a minute ago, she said, Daddy, this is a good song. Thank you for sharing that with me. You just made my morning, my friend. Oh my, I love this. Hey, anytime you want to reach out, here's how you can get in touch with me. They texted me. Here's the number for it, 256-967-0885. Again, 256-967-0885. I love hearing from you. And it could be something like that. It could be like a morning GIF. I love GIFs. I'll send them back to you, by the way. Just yesterday, Mary Ellen sent me a breakfast GIF. And it was some food on a plate, that kind of thing. It was I think it was somebody eating some cereal. It was a little cartoon character eating cereal. It said good morning. And I found the weirdest little breakfast meme, breakfast GIF to send back to her. It was this piece of toast that was kind of standing up, had just gotten out of the toaster. And he had these googly eyes, and he was taking his arm and rubbing butter on himself. It's like, good morning. So you don't know what kind of fun we can have unless you text me, 256-967-0885. But you know what? Those little ones, like a little Sunny there, they come along after a big commitment. And that's where Richard Udi wants to hit us this morning, right in the feels, with a throwback song from Carmen. It's called I Promise, and it's so good. I hope you enjoy it. Here you go, Richard, man. Thanks for reaching out.
For better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and health, I will be yours and you'll always be here in my heart.
What a beautiful song. You don't really hear him do duets that often. So that was Carmen with I Promise right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Oh, I love it. Richard, thanks for reaching out. And you know what? It's perfect. I think it was meant to be, because guess what? I just got a text message from a wife. Yeah, her name is Hannah, and she just wants to shout out her husband, Jesse Martin. You know, Jesse, he's so cool. He'll text me up some amazing stories, and he'll just share just how good God is. And so this is the text I got. Good morning. I would like to request a song for my husband, Jesse Martin. He's often requesting songs for the show and sending some really good stuff in about Jesus' love. He works so hard for our family, and I'm so very thankful for him. Not only does he work hard for us, but for others as well, and never asks to be recognized for it. He is a faithful child of God, and I love him most for that. The song I would like to request, Trust in God. Thank you, and I hope your day is great. Hannah, I hope your day is going awesome as well. Thanks for the request.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. He's been my fourth man in the fire, time after time.
One of the beautiful things about summer is you get to spend some more extra time with your kids. They're not at school, they're at the house now, so you've got a little extra time. So are you using it wisely? Here we are at the beginning of summer break, and I just want to challenge you to be intentional about what you say to them. In fact, I came across this guy who's been doing coaching for a long time, helping really when it comes to parents and kids, and he's got a few insights as to the kinds of things you could be saying to your kids over the summer break or just really on a daily basis. It's something that's going to build their character. It's something that's going to really help them to become a well-rounded person and help them be more confident in their own skin. Here, take a listen to this and see if you can incorporate some of these sayings into your everyday conversation.
Here are 3 amazing things to say to your kids today. Hey, if I was a kid your age, I would love to be friends with you. Yeah, I love this about your personality and that. It's really cool. I love how your mind works, how you think about things the way you do. It's really fun to listen to it. It feels really good that I can trust you to take care of this. It just means so much to me that I have a kid that I can trust to take care of business like this.
What do you think? Yeah, if I were a kid, I'd love to hear that. Hey, I'm an adult, and I'd still love to hear that right now. So, just being a little more intentional with our words, with our kids, it goes a long way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, I think it's time for us to rock. So, how about some Sevens by Brandon Lake? Love that brand new song from Brandon Lake. It's called Sevens. It's off his upcoming album. That's going to be releasing this next month, but he was able to release that one early. So glad that he did. And you know what? As a musician, I am inspired by music like that. Now, I'm a drummer. I've been playing drums since I was 10 years old. I love some good drums on a track, but I know there are some other people who love to hear some good guitar. I enjoy that too. That was some really good guitar there. I was just listening to Eli, a song that I grew up with. It was on Christian radio back in the day called Lumber. It's the Lumber song. And in there, they had a world-renowned bass player, and I was just listening to his licks yesterday. Oh my. There's just something about the artistry that comes through the fingertips of a good bass player, a good guitar player. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people getting inspired by that as they are up-and-coming musicians, and I'd like to tell you about one of them. His name is Evan. Now, he and his dad, Gary, they were at the guitar shop. But keep this in mind, okay? This kid has not been playing guitar for very long. Just 5 months ago, he started. And he's fallen in love with the instrument. He's inspired by these legendary rock icons who can just shred a guitar, right? Well, Evan's passion really took root last Christmas when his dad gifted him his first electric guitar. But nothing could have prepared him for what happened next. They were at a local guitar shop, and Evan was testing out some guitars. And he caught the attention of a stranger who seemed to take interest in his playing. Evan said, "He's listening to me play and said it sounded pretty good. I think nothing of it because he walked out, and I didn't see the guy for a minute." Moments later, that same guy, he returned. Not just with compliments, but he was carrying a guitar case. Inside was a Fender Telecaster valued at over $1,500. And he says, "It's yours." Just straight up. He then walked out. He also said the paperwork and everything was in the case. Just take it. It's yours. So Evan and his dad, Gary, they were left stunned. Could you imagine something like that happening? They were like, there's got to be a catch. There's something here I'm not seeing. Gary recalled thinking at the time. He said, I was waiting for that. All you have to do is pay this amount of money and it's up here at the register. But when he walked out and the owner mentioned to him, no, he's serious. That guitar is yours. I've seen him do things like this before. I was just in disbelief, Gary, the dad, said. So how cool is that? That would be fine and good if that were the end of the story, but there's more. It gets sweeter. You ready for it? Okay. To Evan, this unexpected generosity felt like more than just luck. Why? Just weeks earlier, he had been invited to share his baptism testimony at a conference. Both he and his father believe the timing of this gift was meaningful. How cool is that? Now inspired by the kindness of a complete stranger, Evan has his own dream to one day do the same thing for another young musician. So someday in the future, I want to pay it forward. Maybe buy a super expensive guitar and give it to some kid at a guitar center or in just some way. Wow. I love those little moments like that. You know what? Good stuff like that is happening every single day. And as long as I keep finding out about it, I'll keep bringing it to you because we need that good news. There's plenty of bad stuff happening. Give me the good stuff, right? Yeah, I'll keep giving it to you as I find it. That's my promise. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, how about a little reminder? You were made for more. Here's Josh Baldwin with Jen Johnson to sing about that.
I know who I am, 'cause I know who you are.
Well, I've got to shout out the one and only Joel Modis. I see you hanging out with us down in Palm Coast, Florida. Kind of a later morning for you, sir. Thanks for being here. We've got Columbus, Georgia hanging out with us. Also, Opelika, Alabama. They're in the house. We got Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, we've had Montevallo this morning as well. I think they're actually, I did a little pinpointing, and I'm not seeing them on right now, so maybe I won't freak them out. But it looks like they're streaming us from the Team Lehman Realty there in Montevallo, which is not too far from the University of Montevallo. I'm just saying, thank you for making us part of your day. And hey, however you're listening, I want to make sure you understand that we're thankful for you. Yeah, you too in Huntsville. I see you on that streaming map, and our friends all the way across the ocean in Fukenstein and Vogeland. Now, I'm shouting people out because I see these pins on my map, right? But I don't see pins for those of you listening on the stream that are in a moving vehicle, or for those of you who are listening on the FM dial or even on the podcast. That's the reason why I love to hear from you, no matter how you're listening. I would love if you just drop me a line, say hi, say good morning, tell me what's going on in your life, request a song. So many ways you can get in touch, and here's how you do it. 256-967-0885. Text me right there. Send me a picture, send me a GIF, send me a meme. I don't care. I just want to hear from you. 256-967-0885. If you send me a GIF, I'll do my best to send one back to you, and I'll try to make it even funnier than the one you sent to me. That all started with Martin Kraft. He got that going a little while back. I haven't heard from Martin in a minute. I'm going to have to send him a dancing GIF and play his song. He loves to hear Happy Dance. So maybe I'll get that lined up here in the next few minutes and send him a GIF and see if we can get some conversation started. But anyway, I want to have a conversation with you. So text me, 256-967-0885. Thank you. I think you're awesome. Now I want to get you back to some really good music. I got Iveth Luna coming up next with Right on Time after this little legal ID.
88.5 JFM is WJIA Guntersville.
Online at 885jfm.com.
Right now, want that mountain to move. Right now, want the ocean to part. Right now, God, I'm looking for you, and I'm wondering where you are.
So this week has kind of got me messed up a little bit. My Tuesday felt like a Monday. How about yours? Because I was off work on Monday. It's understandable, but you see, yesterday, as I came back to work, everything was going fine. It really felt like a Monday, and I must have thought it was Monday because I completely forgot to call my mom. Usually I call her on Tuesdays. I'm away, headed home after work here at the station. And I remembered last night I had not talked with her. So as I was getting ready to go to bed, I called her up and we talked for a good long while. And we were talking about the past, and she was telling me about this thing that happened when she was younger. Her and my stepdad Chester, they were working at this Fine Pine Furniture over in Vinemont, Alabama. And while they were working there, well, they'd be able to go outside and take their break. And when they were outside, the birds were chirping. And Mom said, you know, back then those birds were so loud. And I was so annoyed by those birds. I don't know what it was. Maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace. Maybe I just wasn't in a good mood. I think I was just immature. She said, I could not stand the sound of those birds. But you know, as I've gotten older, I've realized that those birds have some beautiful calls, some beautiful songs that they sing. And you know, isn't that funny how The longer we live, it's like the more wise we become. There's wisdom that comes with the years. And I love that sentiment. That's why I'm sharing it with you. See, my mom, she's full of these little nuggets. I get them out of her from time to time. And it's lining up perfectly because I'm getting ready to share with you a little something about that wisdom and how you can use it to your advantage, even if you haven't lived it yet. Ooh, what does that mean? Stick around and find out, okay? Because it's going to be good, I guarantee. First, here's Fires.
I remember how you told me that life may not be easy, and everything that I need, you've already given me.
Just a quick little scripture for you. This comes to us from Proverbs in chapter 16, verses 31 through 33. Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained by living a godly life. Better to be patient than powerful. Better to have self-control than to conquer a city. We may throw dice, but the Lord determines how they fall. Wow, the beginning of that scripture really caught my attention. I was talking with my mom about this last night, and she said, Stephen, as we get older, it's like these gray hairs show that we have a little wisdom. And being a crown of glory, gained by living a godly life. You know, you've seen a thing or two the longer that you've lived, and you've learned lessons. And I bet if you had the chance to go back and redo something, you would do it a little bit differently. Not so much, I guess, that it would change who you become, but these little nuances, these little ways that you could have done it just a little bit differently, made it just a little smoother. Yeah, we all think about that. We ruminate from time to time. But hey, I want you to think of the future. This is a concept I got from a guy who actually got it from somebody else. So I'm going to let him tell you what it is, and then let's unpack it right after he's done. See what you think of this.
I saw this girl say whenever she's in a funk, she gets herself out of it by playing this game with herself, where she pretends her 80-year-old self is coming back to relive this day, today. And she says, get real with it. Pretend you're sitting in a chair, you're 80 years old, you close your eyes, and then boom, you're here today, living this life. And how grateful you'd be. And what would you do differently? Like, how would you live it? You'd probably have more fun. You'd probably be a little bit less worried knowing that everything was going to work out and that everything was going to turn out okay. So try that exercise. If you're in a funk, put yourself in those shoes of your 80-year-old self, being able to come back to your life today and experience it from a different perspective without having the worries of everything in the future.
What do you think about that? Being able to look at it as if you were coming back, as if you've gained all this wisdom, how would you handle the situation that you're currently faced with? I love that idea. And you know, it's kind of got a biblical idea behind it. I found this over in Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 6. It states this: God raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms. So that tells me if we're already seated with Christ, we are coming from a place of victory. So how would you handle the situation from your seat of victory over it? Oh my, that one right there will turn things on its head. I bet you'll look at life a little bit differently now when you realize that, hey, we've already won. That's the promise that we have as Christians, as Christ followers. We've accepted him as our Lord and Savior. You know what? Things are just going to get better. And so why not have the better now? By realizing you're fighting from a place of victory, not for victory, but from victory. That'll mess with your head in just the right way. A little heaven on earth. Here's Stars Go Dim to sing about that right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. Stick around. I got This Day in History coming up very shortly.
I've been asleep, head in the sand, watching the time just ticking. Clock runs around, days in and out, can't really call it living.
Well, good morning and welcome to This Day in History, a chance for us to look back on yesteryear, to celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? I'm glad you asked me that question because I have quite a few things prepared for you. You see, it was on this day, all the way back in the year of 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte proclaimed the establishment of the French Empire. You read about that in your history books, right? So 1804. It's not really that long ago when you think about it. It was back in 1937, the German automaker Volkswagen was founded to mass produce a low-priced People's Car. The company was originally operated by some not so nice organizations, but hey, they have persisted, and now you still got the bug out there on the road. This is one of those road trip games I love playing. Slug Bug. It was so much fun. Hey, we started playing that now with Teslas. It's a lot of fun too. You don't slug on that one. No, I won't tell you what it is. Just know it's funny. I've got to tell you what it is now. You ready for it? Here we go. It's the Tesla titty twister. You just act like you're going to do it. You don't actually do it. But every time you see a Tesla, you can have fun in your car now. All right. That'll probably get me in trouble. Moving on. This year, on this day in 1999, after some 2 decades of restoration work, Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper was reopened to public view in Santa Maria del Grazie, Milan. It's a pretty big deal. 2 decades, 20 years of restoration work on that painting. Wow. And it's one that everybody knows. On this day in 1925, AT&T's New York office sent a fax containing a stethogram and electrocardiogram to a doctor in Chicago, Illinois. It was the first such long-distance medical fax. Now, do you still have a fax machine? We actually still have one here at the station. It sits in my office, and it's never used, but it's still there. And so if we need to fax something, we can. On this day in 1929, the first movie with sound and color, Warner Brothers Technicolor On with the Show, debuts at New York City's Winter Garden. It's a pretty big deal. On this day in 1985, Old Coca-Cola Drinkers of America is founded in an effort to bring back the original formula Coca-Cola to replace the new Coke foisted on the nation by the Atlanta-based company. As a result, Classic Coke was born, and which we still have today. It's delicious, isn't it? Yeah. It was on this day in 1908 that Ian Fleming was born, the English author of the James Bond spy novels. And there you have it. This day in history. Now it's time for me to close this book and to bring the music down and to remind you of the simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book, excerpts of people's lives, how they impacted the world and the culture around them. Such a humbling idea, isn't it? For someone's history to be written in a book like this, to be remembered by people years after they've run their race. You know, I hope that for you. I hope your good history is written in a book like this. But can I tell you, even if it's not, I know where it is being written every single day. It's on the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with and how you make them feel. So I wonder if you'll take a challenge with me I like to take every day. Is it easy? No, it's not always easy. Especially with that filter thing between your brain and your mouth. It's kind of hard to keep that filter on all the time, but it's worth it. And what's really hard is when you're out there on the road and somebody cuts in front of you, or they're going really, really slow, or they're just being weird, and you just want to give them a piece of your mind. Being able to pull yourself back and say, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share the love of Jesus. It's a challenge. Is it worth it? Yes. Can you do it? Can you rise to the occasion? Can you take this challenge with me today? Yeah, I knew you could. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, how about a little Matthew West with Unashamed right here, right now on the Lifeline.
3 brothers in a fire, willing to die for their faith. But you were with them in the fire, and they walked out the next day.
Yeah, I think about all of us are tired of this weather. All the storms, the tornado warnings last night that they had to deal with, especially like in Lacey Spring and little northeast. Yeah, you know, those storms, they kept moving. And in fact, when you hear from Brian Trent later on this morning, you're going to understand that they were dealing with some storms last night too. But he's getting ready to show you something about a storm you probably never thought of. It was an aha moment for me. It's coming up shortly. How about a little Forrest Frank? Never get used to this. I think it was this one that was featured last night on America's Got Talent. We heard it. It's like, hey, that's a Forrest Frank song on America's Got Talent. How cool is that?
I was stuck inside that grave a long time. Didn't think I'd make it through those long nights. But you never late, you always on time. Remember when you got me out there? You got me out there.
Is the rain ever gonna stop? It's one of the wettest springs I think we've ever had. I think that's actually verifiable. Well, it's in like the top 2 or 3 wettest springs ever. And at least we're not dealing with drought. I know right now in Florida, They are dealing with some drought, so much so that they're telling people, hey, we don't want you grilling with charcoal. Gas is okay, but that charcoal, it might spark a fire, so please don't grill with charcoal. And that's in Florida. I wish we could send some of our rain down their way. I know this lady, I work with her, and her mom actually lives there, and they're having a really rough time. But other places, they're feeling the storms just like we are, especially these severe ones with the tornado warnings and all that stuff. Yeah. One of the people dealing with storms like that is our good friend Brian Trent. He's from Hampton, South Carolina, where he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. That's how you can find him for yourself. And he's always sharing new content. This one came out just about an hour ago. He was outside, and he's telling us all a little something we may have never thought about the storms of our life and how it kind of parallels to the storms that we deal with naturally. Here, I want him to spell it out for you. So take a listen.
So we had some bad storms here last night. Got me to thinking. You ever gone through a storm in your life? Maybe you're walking through one right now as we speak. Can I encourage you today? You know, there's not a single one of us that's going to sign up and volunteer to go through a storm, but still yet, all of us will walk through our fair share of storms in this life. But you know, those storms bring rain. Oh, I know you know that, but that rain produces life. That rain produces growth, things that you might have even prayed for. But don't miss this. Because of the water that fell from the rain, the limbs will hang lower than they normally do. Why does that matter? Check this out. Because of the storm, there was rain. That rain produced life in you that brought growth, that produced fruit. What's the fruit of the Spirit? Love and joy and peace and kindness and goodness and patience and gentleness and self-control, all things that you can enjoy. But listen, the limbs are hanging lower than they normally do. So that means that there's people in your life that are reaching for hope, that are reaching for joy, that are reaching for peace, that can't find it anywhere else. But the rain that God has brought through the storm has made the limbs in your life hang lower, which means that that fruit not only benefits you, but it benefits those around you with the divine love and joy and peace and patience and kindness that they have been looking for. Whew. Be encouraged today. Love you.
What do you think? It's good stuff, right? Never thought about those branches lowering a little bit and how that applies to our lives and the fruit that we're producing, right? Yeah, that's what he does. It's those aha, those light bulb moments, those I never thought of that moments. Again, you can find them for yourself. Trent Tribe. That's the handle. TRENTTRIBE. You'll be happy that you did. Now, Jordan Feliz, praise God for that right here, right now on the Lifeline. Real hope, real faith, real life. Oh, by the way, we'll be sharing more from Brian Trent coming up tomorrow morning about this same time. So come on back and be with us.
I've been laying down my head, thinking just how good God's been.
Good morning to you, Birmingham. I see you hanging out with us right now. Looks like you're down there just a little south of City Center near Cullum Place, Avenue South. I kind of see a pin there. I don't know how accurate it is, and I don't want to freak you out that I can see where you're listening, but I just want to thank you for listening. You're the reason why we're here. And I see you too. All the way over there in Palm Coast, Florida, Joel Modest. And Opelika, Alabama's here. Atlanta, Georgia's here. Huntsville, Albertville, Guntersville, and our friends over in Germany are hanging out too. Thanks for making us a part of your day. And for those in Germany, a part of your afternoon. They're living in the future. All right, let's get back to the music. How about a little, let's see. I want something that rocks. What can I pull? Something real. Oh, I know exactly what to pull. You remember that song by Tarn Wells, Take It All Back? Yeah, well, they did a version of that with Skillet, and I think we need to rock out to that one. Now, this one does hit hard, so be warned. Here we go.
Fear's got me living with the lights out, chained down like a prisoner in my own house. Shame cycles like a daily medication. I try, but I can change my situation.
Tarn Wells, Davies, and Skillet right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Let's take it all back. It's good stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I love playing great music for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Stick around. I'll be right back with your inspiring quote of the day. And we'll close out the show. Hard to believe we're almost there already. Where has the time gone?
Sunrise, you You brought the sun into my dark night.
Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu, but before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's the most inspiring quote of the day. And it all comes down to what? It comes down to patience. It comes down to what you feel like is a no. But you know what? That no might not exactly be what it is. And I love that about today's quote. Because what if that no is not really no? What if it's just a not now? Yeah. It's this theme. Delayed doesn't mean denied. What feels like a pause may be God's protection. Yeah. So the quote, sometimes God's no is simply a not yet in disguise. Now let's unpack that a little bit more, a little bit deeper, okay? Yeah. Just because God hasn't said yes yet doesn't mean he's saying no. Lisa Bevere, we talked about her story a little while earlier, right? She said these things. These are quotes directly from her. She said, every time I got a no, I cried. I thought, God, did I hear you wrong? See, she wanted to publish her first book. She thought she was ready. She said, but God used that time to burn the fluff out of my voice. She was able to refine what she was wanting to say. She was able to shift it from what she actually wanted to say to what people really needed to hear. And that's what made all the difference. It took that time. And that really hits, doesn't it? Because she felt doubt in her own abilities. But she saw later on that she wasn't quite ready. God was refining her. Sometimes what feels like rejection is really refinement. God's not punishing you. Rather, he's preparing you. We often want the platform, the breakthrough, the open door, but God wants our character to carry the calling. He wants our voice to be anchored, not polished. True, not just impressive. So if you're in a season where it feels like nothing is moving, no progress, no breakthrough, no answer, don't give up. You might be in a divine holding pattern because when God moves, he doesn't just open doors. He opens the right doors at the right time for the right reasons. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Is God burning the fluff out of your voice right now? Is the silence actually shaping you? Could today's delay be preparing you for tomorrow's calling? If so, don't run from the waiting. Lean into it and let him do the deep work that only happens when it feels like nothing's happening. Your story's not over yet. He's just turning the page. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show, and I hope that encourages you. I hope that inspires you to keep up the good work, to keep your head held high, to keep moving forward because God is doing great things, even when you can't feel it. He's good. Hey, why don't you come back and hang out with me tomorrow morning about the same time? Yeah, starting at 6 until about 10 o'clock. And you can catch today's episode, the podcast, up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at 10:30. I'm about to go get it ready and post it there. So if you heard something this morning you think somebody else could benefit from, or you want to hear something again, go on over there. Check it out. It's Apple Podcast and Spotify, the Lifeline Morning Show podcast at 10:30 this morning. Okay, that does it for me. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. How about a little Casting Crowns with Mercy Me and Life Songs? Ooh, it's Who Am I? It's from the Life Songs album, a collaboration album. Listen to these lyrics. Bet you never heard this song quite like this before.
Who am I that the Lord of all the earth would care to know my name, would care to feel my